I have received parts from AliExpress, and besides capacitors and wire, and that's a nice wire for some applications, I bought these preamplifier circuits, mono, stereo, operational amplifier based. This one cost 32 cents and $1.76 to ship. This one cost 71 cents and $1.51 to ship. I bought two of each to play with. I wanted to check these against my prototype, which I built with discrete components like this: transistors, resistors, two-stage amplifier, and a 10-turn pot on the top of it for a nice smooth adjustment. And this will fit in most applications, but so will this. And this one too has a 4-pin connector on the end of it, and an output terminal block. Now, I tried to put this in the Music Fusion, but it will not fit on the wall where I want it to go because of this and this. But if I was to take this and turn it down and still maybe be able to solder it to the board, I could still use a 4-pin connector. And I have harnesses and connectors coming tomorrow, which might be usable. And then here is the output, which would end up going to the switch or the volume control, depending on the wiring of the guitar. So I've tested this and this against mine, and they all do exactly the same thing. And you know, for the cost, you can buy up to 6 of these at the same time and still only 7, I'm sorry, and still only pay $151 from a specific seller on AliExpress. These are sold all over the place. You can even get them on Amazon CA here, but upselling them quite a bit. I've seen it as high as $9 a board, and I think there was one seller selling 3 for nearly $20. So it's much more economical to buy them direct. And you know, because of the cost and the functionality and the like, spending the time to build it like this is really not worth it. Because I spent more money in components on here than I would spend for probably 3 or 4 of these. Mono and mono, right? And the stereo, which means you could do 2 humbuckers at the same time. Look at it's smaller. I could probably optimize my layout a little bit, but more economical. Now with this one, I've tested the inputs with my West Creek Racer, and this pot doesn't come on it. It comes with this little resistor the size of a gnat right in there. And that little resistor presets the gain to 20. And all you need to do is to take your soldering iron, slip that off, and then put in an adjustable resistor. This is a 20K resistor. I took it out and I put in a 50K pot. So I'm able to go from 0 to 200 or more gain on this amplifier. Works really well. Just got to take one leg up, cut that off, use the other 2 legs, and then it's fully adjustable. and you can do it for both channels. Depending on the humbucker, you can set each side for the amount of output you want on your single coil when you pull the switch to split it. So in the guitar, this could be powered by single 9-volt battery. Depending on which switch you pull, either one of the push-pull switches would turn on the power to the board. If you're only using the neck, well then the signal will go through the neck even though the other side of the board would be powered. It's not doing anything. And when you get to the middle, I've checked that you can combine the outputs together. They will act like combining signals from two pickups together where they cancel each other a little bit, like in parallel, and they work exactly okay because each one of the outputs has capacitive coupling on the inputs and the outputs. So it looks like it's a workable solution to actually have an amplifier in your guitar, as long as you have space on one of the walls that you can put a piece of alien tape on the back of that and just stick it to the wall. You could put 3-pin connectors on here, and probably the ones angled down, so you could go in from the horizontal position as opposed to perpendicular, because the connectors on harnesses are quite deep, and you wouldn't probably have the space for that in most cavities. But against the wall, either permanently wired in like this to the circuit or with a connector. I have some coming tomorrow to test out. You could make that work. So if you're looking for just a single, yeah, you could do it with that. If you're looking for a dual, you can do it with that. If you're looking for just a single, yeah, you can do it with that. It's just a matter of not using one channel. The power supply powers both channels simultaneously, so it's irrelevant. And the battery drain is very, very low. This is an 8828 based dual operational amplifier 2, fully independent except for the power supply, which is common to both sides. And this is an LM386 designed for low power consumption audio applications. It's a general purpose. You know, I'd forgotten about these a long time ago, and there's also another one, a TL741 and then LM741s, so also general purpose single operational amplifiers. Very efficient. And inside the circuits, yeah, this is what the dual looks like. Two of them inside there like that. And then the single, just one, and it has equivalent of about a 12 transistor circuit in there. And I was lucky enough to find the actual schematic for the single one here, so I could take a look at it to make sure that it was okay. And it's capacitive coupled, so this output capacitor right here outputs the signal. This is a full, it's an electrolytic 100 microfarad capacitor, 16 volts. It's small, and then this is a tantalum 100 microfarads at 16 volts. They're almost about the same size, except that the tantalum profile is just a little bit lower than the electrolytic. So it's moving along, everything's going well, and I am going to install one of these circuits in a guitar of mine, and we'll be able to show it and demonstrate it. Stand by for that video